In this episode, we'll look at how we can start digitizing our point cloud data to extract features using an associated orthophoto. This method can have a massive boost to productivity compared to digitizing on the point cloud alone. If you're working with a dataset that doesn't have a georeferenced orthophoto, I'll also show you how you can create one from the point cloud data. Start by dragging and dropping your ortho image into the images folder in the project manager. In this case, it's a JPEG with an accompanying world file, but it just as easily could have been a TIFF, ECW, PNG, etc. You can preview the ortho by left-clicking it in the project tree to confirm it's the correct image. Let's open the model we started in the previous episodes. Click the Select button under Backcloths, window over the ortho image we just imported, and click OK. We can now see the ortho in the background of the model view when we zoom extents, and when we hover our mouse, we'll see coordinates that can be used to quickly check that we're in the right location. One of my favorite N4ce features is that you can work on feature extraction or digitization both in 2D in the model view and 3D in the 3D view simultaneously. When you draw in one window, the other is updated in real time. As such, having dual monitors makes a huge difference versus a single monitor when working in N4ce. In the model view, click the Points tab and the Insert tool. Leave the insertion method as sketched, and you have a bunch of ways in which you can define the elevation of these points. I'm going to choose Model Interpolation under the height calculation, which will sample a point cloud or DTM if you've made one, and under the reference model, click the three dots to open the settings that will control what model we want to use to get elevation data from and how we want to sample that data. We'll choose the point cloud that we imported into the same model last episode. In this case, I'll select lowest and use a maximum search radius of 2 centimeters. What this is going to do is every time I insert a point in the model view, it's going to look at the point cloud that is in the same horizontal coordinate system and use the elevation of the lowest point in the point cloud within 2 centimeters horizontally of my picked point. I'm doing this with the idea being that the lowest point within 2 centimeters will be a point that made it past any grass or debris and is the true ground. I'll set a point code and starting number and click OK. If I was digitizing a top of curve, for example, I'd probably use the highest point instead, or average if I have a point cloud with a lot of noise that I wanted to cut through. Let's digitize a bit of the edge of gravel driveway here to see how it works. I left click to pick a point, and as I do that, you may notice the screen is automatically panning to keep my mouse centered. This is because I have auto pan ticked on in the home tab, which is very handy for linear features. To end a line segment, I right click my mouse and I can start a new one again by left clicking as the tool is still active. Once I'm done with that code, I right click to end that line and right click again to end the insert points tool. If I want to start a new line with a new code, I can right click to bring up the recent tools and pick insert points, change the code, and start digitizing the next line. The 3D view is updated in real time as I pick my points, and if we go back to the project manager, we can see discrete survey points are being created each time I inserted a point by clicking my mouse and define their location. Remember, we're inserting points, and while obviously lines are being drawn between those points, this is because the code list we have imported into this drawing is looking at the code we are applying to the points we pick and is automatically adding a line between those points. But that code list can actually do much more than that. It can apply scaled shapes, symbols, control what layer or color the points get assigned to, and much more that we'll explore in future episodes. It's sort of like the description keys in Civil 3D but on steroids. Now, it started to get a bit tough to digitize under the ortho because of all the tree canopies. Now would be a good time to explain how we can create an ortho from the point cloud, as it's not only handy when you don't have an ortho to begin with, but because we can create an ortho from just part of the point cloud, we can isolate the ground points and use those, which will remove overhead obstructions in the image we create. First, let's classify the ground points by executing the Ground Mesh tool in the Point Cloud Tools tab. We'll make a new group called Ground and set it as the target group. The default preset should work fine here. We'll click the Preview Mesh button and show through cloud when it's done. N4ce is basically running a CSF or cloth simulation filter on the point cloud to create a temporary rough DTM that we can use to classify points by adjusting the maximum mesh distance or distance from the DTM that will be used for the classification. We'll set this to be half a meter so that any point within that distance will be put into the new ground group we just created by clicking the Classify button. Now keep in mind, I'm not using this as a ground surface. For now, I'm only using this group for an ortho image creation, although we will build off this group in a future episode to create a highly accurate DTM. I can right-click to get rid of this temporary DTM and turn off the main point cloud by expanding the groups in the Model Properties panel and toggling off everything but that new ground group. I'll make a horizontal section to sample those points by clicking the Align to Z-axis button in the Sections tab, click Snap to Point, and pick a point on the surface. I'll make the thickness big enough to sample all remaining points, then click the Export Section Image tool. When doing this, keep in mind the current display mode and point size are being used to create this image, so if more detail shows up under intensity mode or your scanner doesn't accurately align the camera with the point data, you may consider using intensity as your display mode instead. I'll adjust the image width and height to give me a ground sampling distance or pixel size of half a centimeter. Since my section is 120 meters by 100 meters, this means I want my image to be 24,000 pixels by 20,000 pixels. I'll toggle Add to Project and Add to Backcloth, click Save Image, and save it as an ECW. Now it doesn't have to be an ECW, but it's hard to beat an ECW for a quality to file size ratio. Quick tip, if you get an ortho that's a GeoTIFF and want to convert it to an ECW so you're not carrying around an unnecessarily bloated file, you can import it into N4ce, then right-click it in the project manager, select Convert, and turn it into an ECW. I used to have Global Mapper almost entirely for this one task, but being able to do this here saved me up from another software subscription. When we go back into the model view and turn off the original orthophoto, we have this new ortho image created from the point data. You can also accomplish this same task and skip a few steps by using the Export Geo Image tool in the Tools tab. When using this approach, you don't need to worry about cutting a section, and it also has the added benefit of tiling your image, so when dealing with large projects, you're not trying to create a single massive image file. And because you can directly set the GSD, no manual math is needed. Set your desired pixel size in real-world units, the resolution you want each image to be, take Add to Project and Add to Backcloth again, and then click the Save Images button. Now I can digitize all those features that were previously being obstructed by trees using the same method we used before. If we'd rather our line be curved, click the Curve All button in the Lines tab and select the line we just made. There are a ton of ways to edit lines and points both horizontally and vertically, and both in the model view and 3D view, most of which can be done in either. There are far too many for me to cover each one, so I suggest you play around with them and see what they do on your own. And we're really not limited to just digitizing ground features using this method. The walls of the house, fences, accessory buildings, the pool, the patio, retaining walls, and so on. This method is shockingly effective at creating a three-dimensional topographic survey or site plan from a point cloud. And we're also not limited to using the point cloud for an elevation. Let's say I want to digitize the house using the slab elevation of the garage. I'll measure the elevation in the 3D view using the Select Point tool in the Tools tab and paste that elevation into the constant height box of the Insert Points tool. Now, each corner of the house will be drawn at the main slab elevation. There really isn't any reason you can't digitize a site plan like this with the ground surface and all the trees, utilities, etc. in about 30 minutes. And if for some reason you don't want to plot your drawing directly in N4ce, you can export the drawing as a DWG, the points as a CSV, or the surface as an XML. That wraps up this episode. Stick around while we start to explore how to digitize directly on the point cloud both in 3D and cutting 2D sections for situations where this ortho image method might not fit the bill.